Welcome to Digimasters Shorts. We are your hosts, Adam Nagus
and Carly Wilson, delivering the latest scoop from the digital realm.
Planning documents show that a proposed hyperscale data centre in North Ockendon would be incompatible with the UK's legally binding net zero targets. The 14.7 BN East Havering data centre campus could generate about 1.2 million tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent annually and more than 72 million tonnes over 60 years. That annual footprint is comparable to nearly 27,000 flights from London to New York. The 218-hectare development would consume around 2.65 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity each year, equivalent to the demand of more than 1 million UK households. It would require major national grid upgrades, including new substations and a 600 megavolt ampere connection expected to be fully operational by 2033. Environmental campaigners and local residents have described the emissions and loss of greenbelt farmland as staggering and damaging to efforts to decarbonise. By 2038, the campus's operational emissions are projected to consume almost 20 times Havering's entire carbon budget and nearly 1% of the UK's. The developer estimates that meeting the shortfall through carbon offset payments would cost about 77.6 million. The project comes as the government treats data centres as critical national infrastructure and forecasts that their share of UK electricity use could quadruple by 2030. A revised planning proposal is expected to go to public consultation in the autumn.
Anthropic is privately aiming for an initial public offering that could match or surpass SpaceX's record-setting share sale. People familiar with the plans say the artificial intelligence company hopes to file by the end of the month, though executives have not disclosed a target valuation. SpaceX raised $75 billion in its offering, with the total potentially reaching $86.2 billion through an over-allotment option. Anthropic was valued at $965 billion in May after raising $65 billion, exceeding OpenAI's reported $852 billion valuation. The company's revenue surged to more than $11.5 billion in the second quarter, while its annualized revenue run rate passed $65 billion in July. However, Anthropic reportedly recorded a net loss of nearly $42 billion in 2025 as the costs of developing and operating advanced AI models continued to rise. The company is also seeking a revolving credit facility exceeding $10 billion and has agreed to purchase computing resources from SpaceX in a deal potentially worth tens of billions of dollars. Anthropic and OpenAI have both filed confidentially for public listings, but Anthropic is reportedly moving faster as OpenAI considers delaying its IPO until 2027. Anthropic's founders are also weighing super voting shares that would allow them to retain control after the listing. ChatGPT on Mac can now integrate with Apple's Messages app to read, search, and send messages, including SMS and RCS texts. The tool can locate details in message history, summarize conversations, and draft replies. It can also send texts with file attachments on the user's behalf. ChatGPT requires explicit approval before sending each message, although persistent approval is available but not recommended. The integration is designed to help users manage personal and work conversations more efficiently. It is available through the plugins section of the ChatGPT Mac app. For now, the feature works only on Mac and is limited to ChatGPT work rather than regular conversation mode.
Apple Music plans to introduce labels for songs created with artificial intelligence later this year. The company announced the feature in an email to industry partners, but did not provide a specific launch date. The labels will build on transparency tags launched in March for music materially generated using AI. Those tags allow record labels and distributors to disclose AI involvement in uploaded content. The move comes as debate grows over the place of AI-generated music on streaming platforms. Critics argue listeners should have the option to hide AI-generated songs from Apple Music's interface.
Thank you for listening to today's AI and Tech News Podcast Summary. Please do leave us a comment, and for additional feedback, please email us at podcast@digimasters.co.uk. You can now follow us on Instagram and Threads by searching for @Digimaster Shorts or search for Digimasters on LinkedIn. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and don't forget to follow or subscribe.